welcome to Let's Talk About It. I am your host, Denachek. Our topic today is 10 ways to win in every situation. Number one, avoid the temptation of fitting in. It is okay not to fit in. Back in the days, I used to think and feel like I was the one that was messed up, right? Until I learned that a lot of people actually are a hot mess. So the question is, why do you want to fit in? Why exactly do you want to fit in? Is it because of insecurity? Is it because of, feeling lonely or loneliness? Or is it because you can't stand being alone? Why do you want to fit in? If the company, the group, the department, friends, families, your surroundings, anything, okay, that is supposed to give you positive vibes, isn't producing that anymore, it is time to leave it. And I think I mentioned this in the previous video. I said that, and I hold that dearly. Like I believe in it to this day, and I will use it going forward. The advice that I received, I was told that sometimes there are places, things, and people you need to leave alone. That same thing applies to you in your current situation, right? In your current situation, right? There are things that are no longer fitting you. There are situations, places, people that no longer fit you in terms of your interest, in terms of your agenda, in terms of your intellectual growth or intellectual space, in terms of everything. So that's why it's really important to avoid that temptation of trying to fit in, because at the end of the day, you are exhausting yourself. And when you run out of energy, trying to fit in, trying to please other people, you have done yourself a disservice. That's why it's really important to understand this. Number two, learn to walk away. Stay away from toxic and negative energy. This is similar, a little similar to the point number one. Okay? Learning to walk away is a powerful tool that you need to possess, that you need to have in your arsenal. If something does not fit you, for example, okay, if you have a shirt or clothes that does not fit you anymore, will you continue to wear them? Or will you just buy different clothes? That's the same in every situation. If the group does not fit you anymore, walk away. If the group does not play into your interest, if the group does not provide the purpose and services that they're supposed to provide, walk away. There is untouchable power in walking away from every situation, people, places, things. You have to learn this rule, and every day will be a happy day, because your mind is built different, and it's your job to make sure you realize that gift. Don't let it go to waste. Don't be in the place, or don't be at places where you're not needed, because you will sense it. If you are in a place where you're not needed, you will sense the energy. You will sense the vibe, the spirit. It will be negative, okay? And your intuition will articulate that very well. Listen to your inner intuition, your instinct. If something feels off, understand it and give it your undivided attention. And walk away. There's nothing wrong with walking away when when the service no longer serves you properly, when the service is dry, when the service is not there, when the service is not serving the purpose that it's supposed to serve. There's nothing wrong with walking away at all. You don't need a herd or a tribe to be comfortable. You really don't. Because when you have a herd of people, a group of 10 to 12, 14, those people are actually serving their own personal interest or agenda, right? They have their own agendas. And as a matter of fact, if you try to persuade them, there's going to be friction. And once there's a friction, there's conflict. And once there's conflict, you know where it leads to. So that's why it's always important to be yourself, to walk away and just serve yourself. You will be happy in walking away from things that were, mentally draining, things that were giving you negative vibes, negative energy, things that were not feeding your spiritual needs. Okay? In all of this situation, you don't need herd or people. You don't need a tribe. All you need is to be connected with God. Because in the end, God is all you got. And you got yourself. God got you. Okay? Forget about people. People will disappoint you at any given hour. And they are within their right to do so. That's why they're people. That's why they are called human animals. Because that's their job. But God will never disappoint you. Stay connected with God. Step number 3. Stop thinking that you're worthless. There's nothing worse to doubt yourself, to put yourself down, to think that you are nothing in this world. Every individual has a purpose. God is not stupid to have created you the way you are, to make you think the way you think, to make you speak the way you speak. There is a purpose. And there is a gift assigned to your name by Almighty God. And when you think you're worthless, when you think you're nothing, when you think you're basically, your existent and non-existent is equally the same, you make God grieve, because he actually feels very sorry for you. Because there is a purpose why God created you the way you are. There's a purpose why you are where you are today. Do not think that the world is coming crashing down on you. There is no sin that you have done to God to the point where you feel like the whole world punishment is on you. You're not being punished. God is prepping you. God is preparing you for something bigger to come. And in order for you to receive that and appreciate it, that's why you're going through what you're going through right now. It's not because you're worthless. It's not because you're nothing. It's not because you can't do anything. And it's not because you can't learn or you can't be taught. It's because there is something bigger, something greater awaiting you. And God has put that under your name and signed it. And no one is taking that away from you. But if you lower yourself, if you lower your standard, if you think and start believing and convincing yourself that you're worthless, there's nothing God can do in that stage. Like when you get to that stage, there's nothing God can do. And people like that are the ones that ends up committing suicide because they don't see anything positive or anything bright. They don't believe tomorrow will be a brighter day. They do not believe that the grass will grow again. They always think that where they are is dry and the other side of the fence is greener. People who think like that, they actually make God grieve very highly. So I'm advising you to listen to these things that I'm actually telling you now to improve your life, your day to day life, to walk away a winner in every situation. Number 4, stop following the crowd. What good does it do when you follow the crowd? You have a distinctive DNA that is assigned to you. You have a distinctive way of thinking, a distinctive ideas, a distinctive gift. Okay? Why follow the crowd when you know crowd is wrong and you're right? Why do you follow the crowd then? So it is your job to make sure you stop doing this from today going forward. Because when you work, like when you do things alone, when you are in your own zone, when you provide your own service to yourself, you will attract the right people. You will attract the right people that will further your interest, the right people that will work for you for the good of your personal interest, people that will advance your interest. What good does it do to you when you know the crowd is leading you nowhere, but you still follow them just because you want to be part and parcel of the crowd, just because you want to be a flash in the pan, just because you are a timid, right? What good does it do to you? It destroys you. It destroys your spirit. It destroys who you are. Okay? If you want to stand out, you have to move away from all these expectations, all these boxes that the society have put you in. Break away. Be you. No one will ever play your role but yourself. You are the actor of your own role. Go ahead and play your role. No one has the same configuration that you have. So if you give it up and follow the crowd, who's going to play your role then? Who's going to perform what God has sent you to perform? Who's going to do those things? So that's why it's always important to make sure that, your mental is strong, to make sure that you do what is best for you. And in return, you will attract people that are like-minded, people that will work with you, not against you. Point number 5, question everything that you hear, right? Everything that you hear, everything that you see, everything that they tell you, because it's not everything that you hear that is correct, that is right, that has to be followed, that has to be done. You are an individual of your own mind. Use it. You have your brain. Use it. You have your energy. Put it to use. Why do you like to agree to every single thing that everyone tells you? Why do you like to follow everything that everyone suggests you do, or everything that they tell you to do? Why do you like to do that? You know you're capable of doing greater things. It's okay to be in someone else's company when that company is advancing your interest. But it's not okay to put aside your God-given strength, your God-given wisdom, your God-given intelligence, your God-given power to someone else. That's not okay. Because a lot of people out there, they need that from you. And if you give it all up to go and join the company that is not furthering your interest, a company that will drain you, a company that will put you down, a company that will slave you, then you have actually done a disservice to humanity, because the world need that, what you have. If you're not delivering, then you have done the world a disservice. And 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 that leads to number 6. Avoid being a yes man or yes woman. Do you know how many people are suffering from just being a yes person? This point is related to the point that I've just discussed, right? When everything is yes, then where do you go from there then? What is stopping you from questioning it, the authenticity of it? What is stopping you from questioning the durability of it? What is stopping you from questioning, you know, the hidden agenda behind this? What is stopping you from questioning everything and anything around it? What is stopping you from questioning the players in this, right? For example, for me, my attitude are, if the deal does not make sense, I am walking away. I am walking away 100%, and I'm not looking back. I'm walking away. If the deal does not make sense to me, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to quarrel. I'm not going to fight it. But I am walking away because I know the value that I'm bringing to the table. And if that party does not recognize the value that I have or that I'm bringing to the table, good for them. And I'm walking away. If they recognize, you will be surprised how many times you walk away with a better deal. You'll be surprised how many times you walk away a winner. How many times you are satisfied. I'll tell you another example. In 2020, I went into a car yard because I wanted a new car for my wife. Before I walked into the car yard, I had done research. My research took me 6 or 7 months. I know exactly the type of car that I was looking for. I know exactly what model. I know exactly what the manufacturing year is. I know exactly the color, the brand. So I was well informed, right? And I walk around to just, get as much information as much as possible. I walk almost everywhere, right? With the intention of not buying at all. Because I said, these sellers are not going to get me like that. Because I know exactly what I am looking for, but I'm looking for a better deal. I do not want to sound as a bullshit person. So I went to the car yard and I felt like this is where I'm going to purchase my wife's car. So when I walked there, the car worth $34,000, right? So I started looking around, and the guy approached me. Sir, how are you doing? I said, I'm well. How are you? How can I help? He asked me. I said, well, I'm looking to buy a car. And he said, fine. Does your car that you're looking for fit any description that I gave you about all the other cars that I have? Do you have that car in this car yard? Which model are you looking for? What color? The manufacturing year, all of those details. But because I was already prepared, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I want. And I know exactly what he was asking and where he was getting at with his questions. I said, sir, we're not going to waste each other's time. Here is the car I'm looking for. It is a 2020 mate, right? So I know it is this much, okay? And I said, I'm paying this much, okay? I know the car worth this much, and I'm paying this much, and I have the money cash. Deal or no deal? He looked at me and he was like, wow, you're the first person that I've dealt with that came in so informed that has researched his product and know exactly what he wants. I say yes. So, are you taking the money or not? Because I have the money cash right now. And he said, okay, come in. Let's talk about it. I'm going to go get my boss. So that's the line they use when they try to rip you off. So I'm aware of it and I'm waiting for the boss. I knew he wasn't going to go and talk to the boss because if the car is 34, right, and you have 30,000 cash, do you think they will let you walk out of that car yard? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So they will not let you walk away. So what I did basically, he went, pretend whatever, if he went and spoke to his boss or whatever the case was, none of my business. He came back and he said, you know what? Because you are a no nonsense man, I'm not going to entertain any nonsense as well, and I'm not going to allow you, to waste your time. So yes, we're gonna go ahead and do the paperwork. When do you want your car by? And I'm like, as soon as possible. Are you trading in any car? And I said, yes. And my car is this year, and this is how much I'm expecting from this car. And if not, then I'm going to go out and sell it on my own. And he's like, wow, okay, cool. That was it, guys. I'm telling you, like, that was it. Because I wasn't there to bullshit. I was there for a serious business. So when you are, like when you mean business, the real businessmen and women will actually recognize you and you will do business with them. But if you go in naive, then you're the one that gets ripped off, like they will rip you off 100%. Point number 7, never go with flow and let the project has no direct application or impact to your life. Okay, I will repeat it again. Never go with the flow unless the project has no direct application or direct impact to your life. Why is this point so important? It goes back to being a yes man. Because you can see now, you see the logic of my point. Okay, they are interlinked. They are related. And the reason why I came up with these things, and I put them in the order that I have, is to make sure, or is to avoid confusion. I want you to understand them as clear as possible. Going with the flow means giving up your rights. It means being a yes man and yes woman, which I just finished discussing with you. It means, having no voice at all. It means devaluing yourself. It means being worthless. It means not knowing who you are and what you bring to the table. So the only way that I can go with the flow is when the project has no direct application to my life. I know the project will have nothing to do with me or will not impact my life. And if that is the case, then why would I be there in the first place anyway? Because I will not entertain anything that has nothing to do with me. I will not waste a single second to be where I don't need to be. Why? I don't need to be there. You see what I'm saying? So I know I'm there for a business. And while I'm there for a business, I need to make sure my presence is felt. I need to make sure my worth, okay? My worth and my value are being recognized and appreciated. I must express how I feel about that project. I must express, okay, my understanding. And if it doesn't go the way I want, I'm out. I will not be there. I will not entertain it. That's the attitude. That's how you win in life, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you win in life. Because key number 1, right? The most important thing is to know and understand who you are, what you bring to the table. Let people understand that. Because you are the CEO of your life. And if you don't anticipate that, if you don't make people understand how important you are, the value that you bring to the table, right? The change that comes with you, the happiness, okay? Everything that is positive, if you do not communicate them, then how will people know? They will use you and they will just throw you, one to the next, right? And they will just use you and exhaust you. And when you realize it, it will be too late. Understand this. Because you know what they say, you only live once. So if you live once, what is preventing you? What is stopping you from exercising your full God given right, your wisdom, your intelligence, your energy, your worth, your value? What is stopping you from exercising those? Point number 8, avoid showing all your cards. Avoid showing all your cards. You know what that means? The world is a harsh place, and I want you to understand this. I've seen it time and time again. There are people who cannot stand. People who can literally not stand to see you on top. And they will do anything within their God-given right and power to bring you down. And they will do it. Because negative energy overpowered positive energy. So if you're not careful, they will bring you down. And they will crush you. Because that's the goal. So what do you do in that situation? You have to keep your cards to yourself. I know it's difficult to a lot of people. People, they like to brag about things they have. They like to brag about their goals, their mission, ambition. They like to brag about things they will do tomorrow, next day, next year, everything. And there's a reason why we do that. It's to make us feel good. It's to make others think that we have plans, that we're just not dummies. It's to make others think or respect us, right? But be careful. Most of the time, by doing this, showing all your cards, you may accomplish the opposite. Because a lot of people, they don't want to, 99.9% of the total population, especially people that are close to you, friends, family members, okay, your close work colleagues, people that are very close to you are the ones that cannot stand to see you on top. Because they are stuck in their delusional. They are stuck in their old way of thinking about you. Yes, once upon a time you were that person, but you have changed. And that is part of life. It's part and puzzle of life. Life is all about change. So why? Why does it bother you when someone is on top? Right? So if it bothers you too much, that's what I'm telling you right now. In that situation, you might become the casualty of your own making. Be careful showing all your cards. Any good news, keep it to yourself. Any blessing, keep it to yourself. Good work is to be seen, not to be spoken about. Good deeds are to be seen and measured, not to be spoken about. Point number 9, celebrate in private. This is similar to the point number 8 that I've just discussed with you. Celebrate in private. This goes back to what I've just discussed. Because say, for example, you win a lottery today, and you go out there and announce it to the whole world that you won a couple of $1 million or $100 million. I can guarantee you that you will never return back to your house. The reason is simple. You got the money, and everybody is running after the money. No one will celebrate it with you. They will get rid of you, even though they will not have a share of that money. They will get rid of you. So no one wants to see anyone at top, right? No one wants to see anyone at the top. Nobody. Everybody wants to drag each other down. And with this world being hot, nasty, and competitive as it is today, you have to play smart. In order for you to walk away a winner in every situation, be smart. There's a reason why you have a brain. There's a reason why you are a human being, not a complete animal. There's a reason why God made you to think the way you think. There's a reason why God made you different from animals, right? In the bush, is to use your brain. Use it in a way that favors you. Use it in a way that benefits you. Use it in a way that protects your life. And then, when you are protected, when it benefits you, then you can then turn back and help those that are in need. Our last lucky number 10. Approach all the situations with an open mind. When you go in the room full of executive people, the boardroom for this matter, everybody is dressed up as the gentleman. And ladies, it's all business. Take nothing personal. Life is a business, my friends. Life is a game. And to play to perfection, you must understand all the rules of the game. How do you do this? You must approach every situation with an open mind. Take nothing personal. Understand that every individual in that room has their insecurities, their moods, okay? Understand that everybody has an agenda to further their interest. And once you understand that, it is important to remain calm, cool, and collected. Do not take anything personal. This is my personal advice. To walk away the winner from there, do not take anything personal. People might say things to offend you or insult you, but those are designed to serve exact that purpose. So it is your job to sit back and relax, smile, until you reach that deal that you need. Because at the end of the day, what will matters is not the insult. It's not how offended you have been. It's not the attack. It's the gain from that meeting. It's the gain from that business deal. That's what matters at the end of the day. Because do you think or do you believe that when everybody walk out from that boardroom, that they will start fighting because they have insulted each other? No, they will not do that because they are businessmen and women. So basically what they will do after the deal is settled, they will shake hands, they will hug, they will have tea, coffee, or whatever, and then they walk away because it was all nothing but a business. That's why you need to learn not to take anything personal. Never ever take anything personal. And in that, you will always come out the winner. Be calm. Listen carefully. And make sure you interpret every single word that comes out of every single person's mouth. And when you respond with calmness, enthusiasm, respond with energy, compassion, love, and understanding, and you will be surprised how many people you will win in that room. Human beings are creatures of comfort. And when you make them feel comfortable, when you make them feel less threatened, when you make them feel at peace, they will be drawn to you. That's how you win. If you have enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Stay positive. Stay tuned. Let's go.